T.Ken,
Hello and welcome to T.Ken Tsubasa! I am Mice from Mice Dream Team channel, and today we bring you another character analysis. This time we got Zino Hernandez, the miracle working guardian, a toughness type GK whose role is to both be a puncher and a catcher, and that is very Zino-like and overall gives you the opportunity to build him as you like, and I love that. Alright, for stats, as you can see, Zino is another piece that fits into the archetype of European clubs. We know we got before Levin, we got Schneider and we got Shah, and this is the fourth piece that comes in 1 week that bring us another player who is really looking great from the saving and physical stats that we can see here. We have a punch 8.6k, a catch 8.5k, with physical we have the speed 6.5, power 5.9, a technique 5.7. Now when you see him at first, you're thinking that his speed is way higher than his technique, so we're probably gonna go straight to punch. However, looking how spread, his catch and power and technique, they're not actually that much of a difference between punch and catch. So we don't recommend building him as a hybrid. One would think the hybrid will be a fit here, but depending on his skill build, we don't recommend him going into hybrid. Alright, for his skill set, we can see that he has the same skill as the recent European club members. The team skill is 16% for Euro clubs and 7% for other club members. His passive is a 20% max stat when having a full club, and I emphasize on the word club, which means you don't need a specific European, Japanese or South American clubs, just any club members and it will activate, and that is good. Let's hope that Caleb continues with this trend so we can build a full Euro club team as soon as possible. Now Zino's passive is somewhat achievable currently. Mostly you will have an unplayable team. However, we have seen 4 club players get released within a week from each other, and that is a good and promising. That tells you that should be within the next month you should have a full Euro club member that will be really good in the meta and can actually go against the current meta players. Now his S miracle punch is sadly 450, which is weak. However, it is the only accessible punch we have for Zino, but who knows, maybe sometime in the future, soon, he will have an even better punch skill. Now for his parameters. For his parameters, as you can see before the passive, it has a flat 11.7k punch, 11.4k catch, and that is somewhat okay, by the way. But with the passive, he becomes satisfactory at 14.1k punch and 13.7k, and as you can see that it is not that much of a difference. I have to emphasize that momentum plays the most when you can know that if this character is strong or not with the parameters. It's always, and not always, but it's mostly on the momentum of the skill rather than the basic values of the skill. Now Zino's punch parameter is 11.1k, which is ranked 7th best punching skills in the game, just behind Wakashimazu. His catch is 11.4k, which is 11th in the rank, just behind Selena's The Last Stand of the recently featured one from the World Cup. Right, so for the limit break, we have 2 kinds of limit break that we can recommend. The first is a punch speed power flat 25. This is great for those who don't have the necessary or the better S skill, which is the Zino Fest skill. So if you don't have it, just go ahead with 25 punch speed and power. And alternatively, if you do have that catch though, we recommend going a full catch build because it's much stronger, because again, and I emphasize the momentum of the skill. We have the Fine Miracle Punch 450, and the Miracle Saving for Xenofest is 495, and there's a huge difference. Now for the skill build. Okay, for the skill build, we recommend two kinds of skill builds. Right, so the first skill build is the one that we recommended first, the punch limit break, which is 25 punch, speed, and power. And the recommended is 100 catch A B silver left hand, and a B super punch. And the reason for that is that you'll have, since you limit break him as a punch, you'll have much more punching stats. His stamina is high, so you could actually use all of these skills with leisure in both first and second half. Now, alternatively, if you do limit break him in catch, power, and technique, we recommend giving him an S perfect keepers absolute defense from the Xenofest, an A golden right hand, and a C one-handed catch. This is only if you're gonna build him as a catcher. Now, note again that Zeno is stronger in catch, much stronger. His total force is at 77k with full passive, catch LB, and S perfect absolute defense, which has 495 momentum. Alright, so final thoughts. Zeno is very great when having a full club team, and currently he is the only one for a club team. However, I believe that he will still hold up with the meta, considering he can get a flat 48% as well as other EU club members, which is great. Unfortunately, if you want him to be if you want him to go really full on the meta and make the absolute use of his stats, you'll have to try and fetch a Dream Zero card and feed his S catch skill to the Club Zino, and that is a major thing to do. Getting it, wasting a fifth Zino is a very hard thing to do, unless you have a dupe, of course. If you have a spare first card, just give the spare S to this Zeno and watch him maximize his full potential as a club member. Now, I love how this Zeno can be built in both punch and catch, which gives you more accessible way of utilizing his potential stats. So it means that K-Lab gave you the two paths that you can choose for whichever accessible cards you have on your hand, and that is very good. This does not let you focus on one path, or it gets you to waste more DBs just to go through one path. It gives you all the alternatives, and they are both good. They're both good. Now this is all for Zeno Hernandez. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys had fun, and thank you for Tsubasa again for featuring me, and bye bye.